Yes, you guys, welcome back. In today's News Daily video, I'm going to discuss the breaking news that dropped recently surrounding Ben Chilwell. It's not great news, you guys. We have a ton of things to break down, discuss, and dive into for today's video, so I hope you guys enjoy. Hit that like button, press the bell notification button as well. And without wasting any more time, we kick things off with a new report coming out from Goal.com by writer Nizar Kinzela. Long story short, you guys, Ben Chilwell is now going to be out for the entirety of the season, which is absolutely devastating news, not only for the fans, but also for Ben as well too. But let's start with the news first, as Nizar does report. After picking up the injury against Juventus in that 4-0 Champions League game, there was belief that hopefully Ben would not need any surgery for this injury and hopefully that he could recover just by himself in a natural way. But after time has gone on, after Ben picks up COVID again as well too, reports are saying now that Ben is going to have surgery for his ACL, which means that, by the time he recovers from that, of course, the season is going to be over. And yeah, this is just really, really sad news, especially for Ben, who had some difficulties, especially the season from like a mental point of view too. He ended last season on an absolute high. Things didn't really go in his favor during the Euros too. And I guess, as Tuchel was kind of alluding to a few times, mentally Ben was kind of suffering a tiny bit. So, lots of respect goes out to him for his ability to just come back from that mental down, come back in the team, showing some of his best form as well too, that long goal scoring streak that he was on recently as well. So to have another big setback like this, just is really unfortunate for the player, and let's hope that, it is going to be as smooth as possible, his recovery, and he comes back even stronger for next season. But of course, this now leaves us with what do we do in the wing-back positions. We have Alonso there, who can't be used every single time. We've seen Tuchel using a variety of options, from Reece James playing as a left wing-back for like 1 or 2 games. We've seen Pulisic and Hudson-Odoi playing there as well too. However, they weren't sustainable options, and is it any surprise that during some of the disappointing form at the start of December, a lot of goals were coming down the left-hand side when players like Hudson-Odoi and Pulisic were playing out of position. So I guess the reality is that we must have to turn to the market or look to recall loan players such as Ian Maatsen from Coventry City and Emerson from Lyon as well too. Now this is where things do get very interesting. What is the best solution now? Is it to turn to the market? Of course, there's options like Digne. Everton have just signed one of the best young Ukrainian talents, Milivenko, to replace him at left back. Is this like an easy deal to get done? You're signing him on loan until the end of the season. There's no costs, have to make that a permanent at the end. But it depends on the form he shows if he was to potentially sign for us. But also at the same time, Digne hasn't been that great this past 12 months, of course, under Ancelotti. When he was the manager at Everton, their system relied upon that creativity down the left-hand side, and this is when Digne was showing some really, really good form. Yeah, of course, over the past few seasons since he signed for Everton, he has been a consistently good left-back. But this past 12 months hasn't been the best reflection of his abilities, and there's a possibility that maybe Digne might not be as good as he used to be. I don't know. I'm not too sure personally. Maybe he just needs a new environment change, of course, after falling out with Rafa Benitez. He just hasn't been involved in any matchday squads, even though he is fully fit. But at the same time, so I look at Digne, I know that yes, you do get something with his crosses. Yeah, his productivity in the final third too. He keeps the ball well. He's had experience with playing with big name players as well, so we can't forget what he was doing for France during the Euros and during World Cup campaigns as well too. But at the same time, he does have some deficiencies. Is he as fast as he could be? I'm not too sure, to be honest. I feel like he can get exposed for pace at times. He's been picking up a ton of fouls and yellow cards recently too when he has been playing. And when you're playing left wing back for us, of course, you need to be able to be comfortable isolated by yourself as well too. So, it's an interesting player to look at. Personally, I think that maybe new environment, he could show us some new form and come back. But then I guess, we have to see what happens with this situation. Looking at the players that we do possess already in your Ian Maatsens, and of course Emerson from Lyon as well too. Maatsen has had a good season at Coventry, and there was a report that came out like a few weeks back suggesting that Barcelona have Ian Maatsen on their scouting radar, which kind of sums up just how good he is, sums up how well he's been doing during youth football over the past few years as well. A player that can play as a left back and a left wing back too. He does have a goal threat. He's nice with his crosses in the final third as well too. And for me, it's that build up. You know, he's comfortable receiving in tight situations and areas. You know, Coventry City aren't on the same level as us. And I do personally believe that when common grads play with each other and play with better players as well too, it can make your life a little bit easier in that sense. And I think we see even more of Ian Maatsen's overall game. I mean, this is a guy that was playing midfield at times too during the youth system. You know, he's very comfortable on the ball. And I definitely think that is one criteria which gives me the confidence that he can definitely translate that form into the first team. Let's see what happens there. Another forgotten player too, who hasn't been too bad this season, has been Emerson from Lyon. It seems like Emerson is slowly getting back to showing some of that, you know, attacking output in which he was, you know, clearly demonstrating during his time at Roma. You know, an incredibly productive season there. If it wasn't for his ill-timed ACL injury fairly early on, who knows where Emerson currently is right now. Regardless though, at Lyon he's got 1 goal, 1 assist. You know, Lyon as a team defensively under Borg have not been too great, but I think it's more to do with the system and the personnel at the back. But I think Emerson's been one of their better players this season. You know, things like what he's doing with the ball in the final third, you know, passes completed, very, very high. His expected assists has definitely grown a lot more since the past few seasons he's been here. And of course, that's a combination of playing in the weaker league as well too, playing against more open teams as well. However, again, Emerson is a player that has experience at the top. He was part of the Italian national team during the Euros too. And of course, we've seen what he's done with us as well. Playing consistently at Lyon, having an opportunity to come back now, really securing the spot as the main left wing back in the team. This could be the perfect opportunity for Emerson to take advantage of his situation and this moment. You know, getting the confidence playing week in, week out has definitely helped the player quite a lot. And I do feel like potentially we could be seeing an Emerson that looks more reinvigorated if he was potentially recalled back from his loan spells. However, you know, this is all just hypothetical talk right now because we don't know necessarily what was agreed upon when those loan agreements were made with Coventry City and with Lyon as well too. You know, we have to see if there is a possibility, of course, of maybe paying some money up front to get the loan cancelled. Wouldn't be the first time it's happened in football. But then we'll have to see. What if the club decide, well, Emerson, you know, it's more important for him to, you know, have a great season at Lyon so we can sell him afterwards. For Ian Maatsen as well, an argument could be, you know, maybe it's best for him to come back during pre-season where, you know, you don't have the pressure of having to compete week in, week out. You know, you can develop and grow even more at Coventry, you know, potentially having a, you know, a promotion push as well during the season and just be a much better player for it come pre-season again next summer. These are possibilities, you guys. Another possibility, these are possibilities and I'm kind of open to them being exercised. To be honest, I'm very impartial. If Emerson or if Maatsen was to come, I think both players would, of course, perform. We'd have greater competition in those areas, which is the most important thing to have as well too. And I think both players as well would be able to translate and show some good form for us too. I guess if you guys want to hear my personal thoughts and opinions on what I would do, you know, one player that was really intriguing me a lot during the summer, especially when there were some reports coming out from Portugal, was Nuno Mendes from Lisbon. Now, of course, he has signed for Paris Saint-Germain. He hasn't been playing as consistently though, with, you know, Jallo instead playing as a left back for tactical reasons. Obviously, them being when you have a strike force of Messi, Neymar, etc., and Mbappe as well too, you're not expecting any pressing from the front, which means that other players will have to get sacrificed to try and find that defensive balance in the team. Nuno, for me, has those abilities I want to see in a left wing back. That ability to skip past his man like a winger. He's got that explosive pace, short distances, long distances, very good at taking on his man as well too. Crossing is very strong for his age, and you know, this guy had a phenomenal season at Sporting Lisbon before Paris Saint-Germain picked him up. And if he's not really playing as much due to the tactics of you know, finding out defensive balance in that team, could he potentially be an option where we could look to do a loan move for him this January? I'd be very open to that as well. Very, very open. I feel like maybe that might not happen though, but you know, that type of profile of left wing back is I want to see something a bit different. That explosive pace in behind, I think that could really help unlock your Hudson-Odois and many others in the team as well too, you guys. But regardless, that's going to be the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Share your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. How do you feel about Ben being out? I mean, are you sad for him? What should be the best course of action to be able to tackle this issue in the team too? Are we turning to the market, or I'll be recording players out on loan. I'm Digne FC, this is Blue Lions TV. Catch you guys later with some more videos. Cool.